Ooh, let's do this awkward thing of me sitting here wondering if it's live. Hmm, is this live? Is it weirder when I make eye contact? How's this? Right here. If Robo is on time today, we will know that it is actually Veebs who causes the delays. Him and everybody else. Anybody else I have on here, it's usually, well, okay. The reason it's usually late is because we'll jump on like 5 minutes before and then talk. And then I get to talking and they get to talking and we get to talking. And then it just runs late. Hey, everybody's. All the buddies. I'm avoiding work also. Yeah, I don't want to mow the lawn. To hell with that. It's Sunday. Greetings to Honduras. Crank it up. Afternoon. Good afternoon, Robo and everyone. There he is. There I is. Hey, Robo. What's going on? Penny Rooster Reviews. Hello? Howdy. It's been a long time since I've done a solo, huh? I'm not used to doing this much clicking. Pendergast. What's going on? Oh, I know. Like I said, I get to talking and it's like, oh, okay. Oh, I guess we should start this. And it's usually a conversation we're having where it's like, oh, that would have been perfect for the live, because it was a conversation. That's what the whole thing's about, right? I'm sorely tempted to crowdfund a figure line of YouTube inspired superheroes, Robo and Veebs, obviously, and the likes of Danny Larson, Pixel Dan, Danny Larson. I'm not quite sure if I Danny Larson, but wasn't there a Roblox top thing that was like YouTube? But those were people that had way higher subscriber counts, way more YouTube presence. Well, surprise, surprise, surprise. Any G.I. Joe overviews coming soon? Yeah, both that and Star Wars is looking like it's going to be a Playdate type situation where I have a pile of things and I want to get them all open at the same time. So I know those usually aren't as in depth, but they're more fun for me. And that's what matters. So yeah, I may have to do some. Okay, let's not call it that. Some Playday type situation, or come up with a different name when it comes to that, because Playday is so custom. I feel like Playday should stay custom specific, and figure of fodder when it comes to a group of GI Joes or Star Wars. I know they're mostly going on the shelf, so there's no question about whether they're figure or fodder. They're figures most of the time. So I need to come up with another name. Or no name. Who cares? I'm just opening toys, right? Do, 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 do. Have you watched Invincible? I've watched the first few. Did I watch the whole season? Did I? How far did I get? I don't remember. Hello there. Hello, bearded man. Ola Solo Robo. I had to say that slow because I was going to trip over my own vowels. Hello to France. Howdy. Hi, Robo. You getting Ramen Toys Brave Star? Probably not. I kind of remember that cartoon, but I wasn't invested. I didn't have any of those toys. But now that I say that, was Brave Star the one? And I'm sure we've talked about this on a live stream before, especially with Veebs. But did he have the guns, the light guns, the laser tag type thing? But instead of wearing the chest piece, it had the cartridge underneath, so it was all self-contained. Was that Brave Star? If that was Brave Star, that's the only Brave Star thing I ever had. But I don't remember a lot of the cartoon. The horse looks cool, though. Did you get Galactus? Yeah, he's in there in a box. In the shipping box still. But that's another thing I'm avoiding today, putting more insulation in the damn Robo Studio. But once I get out there, I can open big things. I'll have tables and chairs so I can have wrestling matches, I guess. Greetings, Comrade Dimitri. You know what? The weekly I recorded Friday, and I've had that folder open on my desktop for several days, and every time I walk by, my eyes go to Crimson Dynamo. Man, it looks so good. Yeah, I wasn't expecting a live today either, but like I said, I'm avoiding work. So that may, you know what? I'm gonna do a live stream. Hello, Basil. We need a G.I. Joe Classified Series gunship. Oh, I just got a new catchphrase. It's Robo Tom. Robo plays with toys. It's a little on the nose, you know. Figure lightning round. Did I do lightning round one time? So that's my way of saying that is a great idea. I'm gonna do it. But I do believe I think I'd forgotten figure or fodder and did a lightning round earlier this year, and people were like, "Hey, you already got figure or fodder, stupid." I was like, "I am stupid." Call it Robo shows off cool stuff. That's on the nose too. Keep or mod. That could be a yeah, but that's figure or fodder. Compare and contrast. I haven't scrolled down yet, but if somebody said it's comparison time, I'm off. I'm out of here. Bad Batch season 2 figs are hitting, 1 delivered, 2 en route, and 1 to ship, plus a bunch of Joe shipping. I got Hunter and I got Tech, and I'm waiting on Wrecker and Echo. But at the same time, my PayPal debit card is expiring in 10 days, and that's what Walmart has on file. So it's gonna be close. I'm hoping those 2 ship before the new debit card shows up, because I think Walmart is kind of a pain in the ass to do those kind of changes, isn't it? And I don't want to go through that. I need the team. Robo's Rambles. That's more of a this thing, right? That's more of a live stream type situation. Oh, Loving Man Cake's got 2 at Ollie's making a covered wagon for him with the cannons. Yeah, I've already got 2 man cakes because you can make changes and make them look different. So it's like 2 man cake cowboys. But I'm thinking of getting another because of the cannons and because it's man cakes and they're cheap. Because I was at Ollie's yesterday and they do have good stuff cheap. In fact, I found the last one I needed for the controller wave. And you can never have too many shrieks, apparently, because her body parts work perfect for customs. I have a lot of crap and I need to get through it. That is on the nose, but I like that too. The Fwoosh flip through. That's possible. That's a possibility. Are you getting the ramen machina? I'm not sure. Their mask. No. I love mask. And at one point, if you had asked me several years ago, I would have been like, screw the vehicles, give me the figures in 6-inch scale. But Larson has jumped on several times talking about without the shit. They're too intertwined. You got to have the vehicles, you got to have the characters, you got to have the masks. The show is called Mask, you know? So that is one of the very, 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 very few lines that I would buy smaller scale figures for. But I also have to realize that I do not have the room to display a bunch of vehicles side by side. So maybe not. Maybe. I don't know. It's one of those situations where if I get a chance at it, then maybe, but I don't want to. but I wanna. Malgus equals bread and butter. Yeah, but I have no emotional attachment to Malgus, and that's where I'm at with Star Wars right now. There's so much stuff coming out, and the prices are up, and if it's not near and dear, I'm kind of skipping at the moment, maybe waiting for clearance, maybe waiting for a sale. But then at the same time, stuff like the R5D4, I'm like, okay, I'll keep this one on pre-order. But if I can also get a hold of the Target one that's apparently in the pipeline with the pit droids, I'll get that too. So there's certain characters, especially droids and mechs, that I may get a couple of. But then Malgus, he's cool looking. Maybe eventually. Coke or Pepsi? I don't have a preference there. Mostly Coke, probably. I am way behind. I'm sorry. I forgot how much I actually ramble on these things. Search or own it. It sounds like a TV show. Got my Black Widow awesome figure. It is, isn't it? It's so good. In fact, I ended up with a second because my dumbass didn't. I think no, I found this in Kansas City. Vives and I went to one, and there was one on the shelf, and then I forgot to cancel my pre-order, and I got one in the mail. So I'm trying to figure out a way of mixing and matching these two together. It's hard to take her limbs and put it on here without the butterflies. I want the butterflies to go over too, but that involves changing the upper torso. But that gives the different looks. So I don't know. Maybe I'll just swap the head and call it good. Ollie's is awesome, but they don't get the same stock across other stores, unfortunately. Yeah, we only got Ollie's in the past. Was it this year? It's been a few months. And at first it was like, I don't know what everybody's big deal with Ollie's is. Mine hardly has anything. But I went yesterday and there was a whole end cap of Legends, and there were Legends in the aisle and way more Star Wars and man cakes and some other Fortnite stuff. Robits is good, although that could be dirty too. I don't know. Especially when that comment's followed with this comment. I went hard at Ollie's the other day. I can see spending quite a bit of money, but getting a lot of stuff because they have good stuff cheap. What do you think about Ahsoka? I'm liking it. It seems a little she seems really laid back, but maybe that's a age thing. She's older now, so she's very zen-like. I don't know. What are we trying to name? When I take a whole group of figures from the same line together and open them up and review them or just play with them. I ended up not getting the Valkyrie set. May need more scary thoughts. That was kind of my thought process, but at the same time, like I said, if it's not tugging at any heartstrings, then I'm passing in it for now. Any McFarlane reviews coming? I got the two figures at Ollie's, but the other figure I got yesterday at Ross. Oh, I'm going to keep talking, even though there's nothing on screen. I know it's exciting. Look out. This is the kind of content you come to this channel for. I'm not going to review this. It was more for custom fodder, but I couldn't pass it up for $4. Look at this abomination of an action figure. I think I talked about this on a weekly one time, and the 8-pack going on. But the more I stood in the store looking at it, the more I'm looking at just this. And I'm thinking I can merge that onto more proportionate looking lower half, and it's going to be a muscular Captain Britain. Why am I dancing around that? I'm still looking for nice Captain Britain fodder. And you know how he's all top heavy? He's very, and then it tapers nicely down to the wrists and down to the ankles. Maybe. I don't know. But then I look at this and it's just like, oh, why? How? What? This? Maybe I can use this for something else too. the lower half, because those look like legs. I don't know. $4. That, you make good stuff cheap, and I'll probably buy it. What's in the next play day? I showed this last week, but this is in the next play day. That's all you get. It's a little tease. Or you can go back to last week where I took it all apart and everything. Robo's Robits. Only robo.com. Look at what's in my package. I'm catching up. I'm about to have to skip a lot of comments to catch up. Gave that head a retro version, and it really changed the figure from okay to great. Gave that head to the retro version. Oh, we talking about Black Widow? Did I miss anything? I'm missing stuff, and I'm here. I'm talking about it. Yeah, Escanor. Is that his name? It's 7 Deadly Sins or something. I would prefer if things are more in-depth for reviews. If it is a re-release or mostly reuse, I understand, but new characters would be better, more in-depth. But that's so slow. I don't get to open a lot of toys at the same time. Although, I did open Shipwreck the other day. I was like, to hell with it. I don't need a video. I don't need a review. I just want to play with Shipwreck. And that's what I did. Row burger with ketchup. I do like that too. 8-pack, that almost looks like a 10-pack. I keep counting them because I keep thinking, oh, he's got an 18-pack, but no. Oh, well, no, that could be 10, huh? I guess you count this. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. You're right. I was wrong. I'll admit it. I have no problem with that. The man who stands above all. Yeah, my other problem is I know nothing about 7 Deadly Sins. And the other character looked like Legend of Zelda-ish, Link-ish, you know? It was kind of out of proportion too. So I don't think they were going for realism here. Maybe. Those sure look like foot legs. I could almost do a tick with that. That's actually a good idea. Everyone ignore Scott. I just came up with a brilliant idea. What could I make out of this? That would make maybe a tick? I just saw what did I just see? Oh, there we go. How are you with Captain Britain? How you are with Captain Britain, I am with Hellboy. Anytime there's a beefy shirtless figure, I have to see if it works. My problem with Captain Britain is I haven't finished. Well, okay, I primered one body and I did some 3D prints that for a Captain Britain head sculpt that Fan Plastic 4 sent over, and it looks fantastic. It's Excalibur to a T. But oh, you know what? I get to the certain point. Maybe in my brain, I'm putting it off. Like today's live stream, I'm putting off mowing. I'm putting off insulation. With Captain Britain, I keep finding new body parts that may be possibilities because I'm putting off all those straight lines, that Union Jack costume or the diamonds or the lines. And oh man, I am not looking forward to that. But I want it because I need a good Captain Britain. Did you go to Big Fun this year while at PowerCon? Yes, I did. We hung out, same crew as last year. We went around looking at stuff. I don't think I got. Oh no, I got the. Veebs got me some Nerds gummy rope. That's what I came out of Big Fun with. I like looking at vintage toys, but I don't buy a lot of them. I like looking at toys, period, but I don't buy everything. Oh, Foosh Cluster View. That's good too. Robo Wave Breaks. I'll make you a surfing Robo cartoon holding a bunch of boxes. Yeah? Robo's Wave Breaks. That would be cool. Tick is a great idea. I'm glad you agree, Lou, because I am kind of a custom genius. He's proportioned like Goro in the old Mortal Kombat movie. Oh, another thought I just had. Oh, if you melded in other arms, he'd kind of look like Goro from the old. Wait, what thought did I have? Oh, yeah, the old Mortal Kombat movie. That's where I'm going with that. I think NECA could do a good comic book Hellboy line. Probably. That mustache must be usable somewhere. It's a helmetless. No, he doesn't look like it to him. Steel heart, helmetless steel heart. Robo, how's the waist articulation? Technically, you could cut it off a couple of abs towards the bottom and just use the upper body. The waist articulation sucks. That's you would think with this much distance between the waist and the mid torso, you'd get all kinds of tilt and crunch and everything, but this is what you get between the two. Just which I guess is okay for normal standards, but this isn't normal torso. It should go all over the place. But the shoulders are nice. I just went into review mode with that pause. That's what I would cut out in editing, but that doesn't make for a very exciting live stream. But yeah, the shoulders are nice and the arms are not. So yeah, I only want this. I'm going to pop it here. I'm going to bop it here. I'm going to twist it there. See what I can do. Did you see the DC Multiverse Steel figure? I did at Comic-Con. Did they show that in? Well, I never made it to McFarlane's booth, so I don't know what they showed or the panel, so I don't know what was there either. But I did see it at their pre-party. The they had a little intimate event before the show even opened. Cluster foosh. If I had a writing utensil, I would jot that down. But I'm utensilless. I know you hate flocking. You did a figure and added some faux. Just did a figure and added some faux fur. Could that pass the robo test? No. Okay, I don't hate it. It's fur isn't flocking. You know what I mean? Flocking is that shorter material where it's like it grinds against your fingers. It's like, but if it's smooth like fur, it's not as bad. I don't think. Do figures from 2000 to 2005 count as vintage? I think at this point it does. If music from the mid to late 90s is on the oldies station, then figures from 2000 to 2000. I mean, that's 20 years ago. When Star Wars kicked back up 95, 96, 90, wherever in there, somewhere, the figures from 77 to 82 were considered vintage, right? And that was math is hard. That was 15 to 20 years. And that's about the same distance, right? Somewhere in there. It's such an original idea, Robo. Good job. I know. I can't help it. They just come. These thoughts. They're just. The head. Oh, damn! Work with me here, program. The head is small for that body, but it looks proportionate for a Joe. No, I think it's bigger for a Joe. Do I have a Joe? Yes, I do. Boom. See? Ah! There's no way this fits with this. If this is what you're talking about. Oh, scroll. I'm sure you've answered this sometime before, but why don't you collect cover wrestling figures? It's one of those things. I don't know. I think in some part of my brain, I want to keep my wrestling fandom separate from my toy fandom. But the easier answer is when I got back into wrestling in, was it 15, 16, 17, somewhere in there? There were already so many figures already made, and there was no way in hell I was going to go back and catch up or buy everything I missed and these characters and that characters and everything. So I just never jumped in. I don't. I have. I have an Evil Uno. I'm pretty much at the point where I'm just kind of picking up toy collectors. That's the extent of my wrestling. Oh, and Matt Hardy, just because. Wait, I'm in my no, dang it. Oh, wait, I'm in my early 20s. I'm from the 2000s. Oh Lord, then I'm old. Wait. Oh yeah, math again. No, you're vintage. That doesn't mean old. Don't remind us we are getting old. Flocking is sacrilege. It is. It's nasty. I was in the and I was in the Mondo booth telling them that. No, that's nasty. Trying to get me to touch it and stuff. That was in the booth. Oh, Escanor would make a good savage dragon. And you know what? Wait, would I keep these abs? That oh man. Hey everybody, I just came up with this brilliant idea. Again, I don't know how I do it. It's like from above. These ideas just come to me. But man, if you were able to shorten this, the pants and the bulkiness of the torso, you get a savage dragon head. Oh, I'm giving that to myself. That's a great idea. No, Simpsy, that is a good idea. In fact, that may be better than my Captain Britain idea. In fact, I will say it right now. That is definitely better than my Captain Britain idea. We do any more? Are we 2D printing? Wouldn't that be just me drawing on a piece of paper? 3D printing, though. Once I get this damn shop finished, I'm going to get my 3D printer set up because they sent me another printer to review, and so did another company. And I told them, look, I don't have the room for what I got now, so you're going to have to wait till the end of summer, fall, early winter. And I've been getting emails of, hey, you going to review that product? Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to get back into that very, very soon because I'm this close. Once I get insulation done, I'm going to slap in some walls, ceiling, paint, floor, and then I can move in. You know, that's it. That's a, construction. That's all I got. Do you have a Danhausen yet? No, but I did get a thing from Ringside wanting to confirm or asking if I'd received my product yet, the Ringside exclusive version. And I'm like, you haven't even released it yet. How do I have it already? Unless you're offering to send it to me now. But that wasn't the case. Oh, see 3D. I was just poking at you. It's okay. Where was I? Oh, and I also have the Amazon exclusive Hookhausen set on pre-order. So we'll see how it goes. Robo's amazing brain blasts. That's what these live streams are for, you know? What figure is this? I will have to try and get a tick out of this. This is, did y'all say Escanor? Escobar? Somebody? It's McFarlane's 7 Deadly Sins. And I found this at Ross yesterday for $4. And I thought, man, that's like, if nothing else, that's a nice hunk of plastic for $4, you know? And I want to say that I've never, oh, wait, maybe I did see this line at Books a Million. Million a while back. And it was just like, oh, yeah, that's cool. Whatever. Not for Books a Million prices. But for $4, how are you and Wade friends? Wade is basically flocked. Well, I don't rub fingers. I can be in the presence of flocking. I just don't want to touch the nasty stuff, you know? Although that damn Panther at PowerCon, I was standing there and I was looking out and it was just like shivers. The hairs on my arm will stand up just from me looking at it. Just like I get nervous. When are you kicking everyone out of your house so it's just you and all your toys? I have one more child. One more. And then I still can't move stuff in. Every time a child moves out, they leave stuff and it's there. And I feel like, well, it's saving them money. They don't have to store it, they don't have to move it, you know. So, out of the goodness of my own heart, I keep the stuff there. But someday, I will have the Masters of the Universe room, and I'll have the Star Wars room, and I'll have the Marvel room. And that's all the rooms I got. That's all the kids' rooms I got. Hopefully, my wife is not watching right now. Savage Dragon and Spawn was also in Invincible comic. Were they? That sounded like I was doubting you. Were they? Were they really? Robo's on the run from the 3D printer mafia. No, it's not like they're suing or anything. It's just like, hey, how's that? How's those reviews coming along? I'm like, I am in the Arkansas heat, sweating my ass off, trying to get this done. If the hairs on your arm stand up, doesn't it make you flocked? That's a good point. Am I my own worst enemy? NECA needs the Monster Squad license too. That would be awesome. That's another one of those movies I need to go back and watch. But I still love it. It's one of the, you don't have to watch something all the time to love it. Have you got a Parallax figure? No, I don't, actually. Did I miss the McFarlane one? Oh, wait, Parallax. Was there a DC Universe Classics? I'm sure I have a Parallax somewhere. Oh, you know what? You know what's crazy? I think I have the Total Justice Parallax around here somewhere for some reason. I think it was the waning days of KBs, and I thought, you know what? They have good stuff cheap. Maybe I need a DC figure just for posterity's sake. And then I think it's in there. I can't remember the other one. I think I have two. Maybe it's Aquaman. Have we already talked about this? Robo's house is a no flocking zone. We would like to talk to you about the warranty on your 3D printer. Is there a Savage Dragon figure? Yes, there was Toy Biz's comic book heroes, legendary comic book heroes, wasn't it? In fact, I think I have a couple of those in there too. Those went on super clearance. I have some of those and the Clown Face and Panda set, and then Conan and the other dude. I think I got those for like $3 a piece. I can't wait to win the lotto so I can buy a big house for all my toys right next door to my other big house. Your other toy house? I got to play the lotto before I can win it. But I say, yeah, if I won the lottery. Robo, okay, hold on. Did you can't any of the Walmart Black Series 5s and the Commandos figures? Did you get Malgus? I didn't get Malgus. That's going to be one if I see it on clearance, maybe. Or maybe I'll just break down and go, oh man, he's a badass looking badass. I'm getting him. I didn't get a Commando, but I did get a Fives. In fact, Fives was the first one that delivered from Walmart. And now that you say that, that was the one that went all crazy during SDCC, right? Where it was zeroed out. And then people got some pre-orders canceled when it came back up, but mine didn't get canceled. Because they were like, man, isn't that Robo? He has some great ideas. We better ship his. I need a classic deep sea Iron Man with the fishbowl helmet. Is that from the 5-inch days? During the 5-inch days, I think I remember. I didn't jump back hardcore into collecting again until Star Wars came back with Power of the Force 2. Wait, was it called Power of the Force 2? The original muscle bound figures. Either way, I think before that the longing was still buried down deep. And every now and then, I think I picked up the Wolverine with the ring and the Archangel because I missed my X-Men. And then when I started back Star Wars, I had a strict, if I'm collecting this, I'm not getting anything else. And that strict rule held up for about 10 years. And then everybody started making cool stuff. So I blame the toy companies. Could see executive replicas doing Savage Dragon. Does that fall into the like image licensing, or Savage Dragon its own entity at this point? I don't know all the legalities there. Lightning Collection Mighty Minotaur might make good fodder. I think I've seen that too, if I remember right. And that's probably going to be cheaper than that third party on 5K Toys, though. But of course, that's the one I have pre-ordered and not the Lightning Collection, because that's how this guy rolls. Right? Prices are so high, but that's so cool. Robo out back in his playhouse full of Catman figures. Yeah, I'm going to need a Catman room too, huh? Malgus is actually not bad. He towers over some Marvel Legends. Yeah, I know he looks so cool, but I've got to be picky and choosy at the moment. Mezco should do some Doctor Who. Robo don't know. Are we just assuming that I don't know Doctor Who? Is this where we're at now? Maybe I have seen Doctor Who. Maybe it's a toss-up between Matt Smith and David Tennant as my favorite Doctor. Fish fingers and custard. Timey-wimey. Custom 112th flag. We're rich. Why not? Rich up here. because one, I can't pay for that thing. And two, I can't display that thing. I've still got Galactus in a box in there. Unicron's in a box in there. Robo with his 2 Catman figures on a pedestal in the middle of a room. No. I have the McFarlane. I have the Mattel. I have several customs. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I have several of the Mattel just because it's Catman. So the death stare. You know what the first thing Studio gets? New lighting. Oh, that's not that one. Oh, it is that one. There we go. You know, the Death Star. Just like the big eyeball from Smith's first episode. But that's another thing. Doctor Who's kind of like wrestling. I like to keep it separate. And to be fair, it's been some years since I've did a watch through. It's my Galactus in a box. I love G.I. Joe Classified series. They're all fun to pose and play. They are. I need to get some open. Well, okay, I haven't picked up the newest ones yet. I did get Rock and Roll, but I don't have Scrap Iron, and I didn't get Torpedo yet. And there was someone else hanging on the pegs that I should have grabbed Torpedo when I saw it at Target. So of course the next time I went, that was the only one missing. I thought that was Cincy's Unicron. Maybe. Not yet. I haven't talked to Cincy in a little bit. Robo, a surprise stream to be sure, but a welcome one. Off topic, but I just cracked open my Okay. Valkyries is another one of those words that trips, like paladin. When I was a kid, I didn't know how they were pronounced, so it was Paladin and Valkyrie on the road that we must travel. Valkyries from Pulse this morning. Perfect army builders with sweet blast effects. Get yours. No, that's another one I didn't grab. with the whole price hike of the 20s. You know what I mean? That's another one that may come later. Why didn't I get them? David Tennant, even as a robot who is unable to emote, he's still the most charismatic person on Ahsoka. I wouldn't say that though. They did a cool thing with his eyes where it looks like he's, like almost like there's brows to make the eyes different shapes. And if I get that figure, that may be a custom job put on there just to give him a little bit more personality. Robo enters his Catman room and it glows like the Ark. Dusty Tiger Force. No, I'm good with the toy. I'm not getting color variations. And in fact, I'm almost. I haven't quite convinced myself, but Bazooka, I'm kind of good with the Battle Cat camo and the white shirt. But if I run across the red shirt, it may come home. But for Recondo, I think I actually prefer the Battle Cat pants with the black shirt. But then I talk a lot of shit, and then I turn around. Dessert Commando Snake Eyes was actually delicious. And that's still pre-order. That I still need that. I don't need all these color variations unless it's Snake Eyes in delicious vanilla frosting and caramel from this caramel. I'm doing my modern Doctor Who rewatch right now, preparing for the 60th anniversary in November. I'll finish Matt Smith this week. Is that in November? Is that when it's coming up? I saw the trailer or the tease or something, but I didn't look at when it's actually happening. See, and that's why I haven't really shame that the Doctor Who action figures are 5-inch. Not, I mean, I hate to say shame because it's just what people collect. Other people collect. It's not my bag. Escanor head equals Jim Gordon. With some glasses, maybe. It's very stylized, though. The hair has some detail to it, but then you get to the eyes, and there's no denying that it's from an animated series of some kind. You'll even get classic Bazooka when Alpine and Quick Kick come out. More than likely. I exclusively collect Tiger Force Joes since that's what was on the store shelf when I was a kid. And that's another big factor, I say it every time. I wasn't a G.I. Joe kid. I had a friend who had a bunch of the vehicles, a bunch of the figures. And I watched the cartoon, but when it came to the toys, I had a handful. Well, okay. And the more I say that, when I pick up something that hits me, bam, I did have one of these. And I want to say I had version 4 Snake Eyes. Is that the blades on his chest? The S&M Snake Eyes? And Destro, and then Snow Serpent was my biggie. Snow Serpent and why do I always forget his name? The ninja with the 5 arrows in the crossbow. Not Creeper. Is that it? Open Veil from Andor this weekend, as well as the Andor figures across the board are great. Wish there were more. That's another one I'm going to have to go swing back around and get. More Andor figures. We don't have dates for the anniversary specials, but probably around the 23rd of November. Hey, Robo. Hey. Will you be getting the rest of the Fury Toys, Rage Toys, TMNT, Dawn, and Splinter up next? Also, do you think they will re-release Leo for those that missed out? I love that Leo. I really, really do. And I love the look of Donatello, or not Don. But him being as tall as he is over Leo, I'm kind of falling out of love with him. I still love the look of Splinter. I don't know. I know they did a side by side like silhouettes and it looked cool, but that initial, "Oh, it's a realistic turtle" top line was very tempting. That's why I got Leo. But the more I look around, the more I think, "Man, I've got these turtles, and I've got those turtles, and I've got these, and those, and those, and those, and these." If I was to give up any of them, it would be the Fury toys. I think I still have Dawn on pre-order because it's Donatello, but we'll see from there. Because that was another thing. Looking at Leo in pictures, he seemed like he was going to be not fun to play with. That was a terrible sentence. I apologize, but okay. But once it was in hand, it was like, oh, this is awesome. So again, maybe it's just been too long since I've messed with it. Absolutely no experience with Street Shark toys. I remember them back then, but I wasn't into Street Sharks. We need a retro Scarlet and Duke. Haven't they said something about that, or is that just speculation? Oh, there we go. Well, do you mean basically announced as in the body's there getting produced? All it needs is a new head and paint job? I fell down the turtle hole recently. NECA Mirage stuff so good. Another factor in that decision-making process was NECA announcing those Archie wrestling turtles. I don't remember reading the comics a lot back then, although apparently I did, but that black costume Raph always caught my eye when I went to the comic shop. So those wrestling turtles are high up on my list. So that may, and again, spending money these days. If I'm getting those, do I need to spend money on these? I didn't mean for the, these are great. These are okay. I meant, in my own priority list. They heavily alluded to Retro Scarlet. I thought they had at some point. Lots of Classified and Black Series exclusives at my local Target the last few weeks. I need to go back by mine. Because they did have, I keep passing on Scrap Iron, but it's a new month, right? New budget. Might as well blow it on the third day of, what month is this? September. Yep. I may have to do that. Although, again, at Ollie's yesterday, on the cart, they did have a box of G.I. Joe Classified series, but I don't know what it was. Has any of those figures been hitting anybody else's Ollie's? Can anybody else tell me to save me a trip from going back over there? Although it's hard to pass up $9.99 Classified figures. Yeah, Ref kept that. Yeah, he did, right? The rest of them lost their wrestling outfits that issue or the next one, right? But he kept that up because that was awesome looking. An actual ninja costume on some Teenage Mutant. You know what I'm trying to say. That joke would have been funnier if I hadn't screwed up. It wasn't even a joke. It was just a observation. You will like the Scrap Iron, Robo. You can't tell me what to do. But yeah, I will, probably. People are finding the crappy movie figs and the awesome Crimson Guard figs at Ollie's. So it could have been either or. It was a box and it said 6 figures. That's a top. That's a lot of in between because I wouldn't mind an extra Crimson Guard or two at $9.99. Y'all talking about the movie Lady J, right? All I've seen at my Lady J. Well, I say that. That's who I'm using as my Lady J right now is the movie one. But this brilliant idea I came up with last week, put the Black Widow head on the first Lady J. It looks pretty good. I'm lying. I stole this from Instagram. There's been more than a few people. In fact, when I saw this on Instagram and I did it, I was like, this is amazing. I texted a picture to Veebs and he was like, yeah, I did that whenever I got my Black Widow. And I thought, why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you share with your friend, your compadre, your buddy? Scarlet. Okay, everybody. Bye. I'm out. I just did the same thing. I keep getting comments on the West Coast Avengers box set because I made the mistake of calling Wonder Man Power Man. You know, they both have the last name, Mr. Man's, the Man family. It's an honest mistake. But I swear, people out of the woodwork just pop up. Hey, that's Wonder Man, not Power Man. And my response, okay, cool. But what else did you like? Did you like anything else about the video or anything? Laugh it up, fuzzballs. Yeah, I don't know why. I guess because Scarlett was right here in my face. Look, or I have no excuse. I really don't. That's Scarlett. Scarlett, do you ever play video games? That's a distraction. Hey, Robo, greetings from Northwest Arkansas. The heat is real. Love the show. Yes, it's getting hot again today, huh? It cooled off a little bit. It got low 90s the past few days, but now it's high 90s today. Or supposed to be. My computer says 73, but I don't think that's right. I think it's in a different time zone. Yeah, the indie line is probably dead, just like the Ghostbusters line. It ran its course, I feel like. Or maybe they'll pop up with the live stream next month. I don't know. I'm not a prognosticator. I just enjoy what I get. Have you and Veebs talked about the ramen toys Musk sewer? Is that what it's called? Musk? And what's your option on it? Or opinion? Me personally, I wasn't. It looked cool, and I was like, "Oh, sewer lair, awesome!" I kind of remember that from the cartoon, but I wasn't ever actually in for it. You know, even before the price was announced, which is that was the nail in the coffin for me. But I wasn't super interested beforehand, so I don't know. We'll see. The ramen one does look pretty cool though. But I'm not going to get it either because I don't have room for that kind of stuff. Robo is sensitive. Don't remind me. Why you call me sensitive? I'm not sensitive. Robo don't know nothing. Is that a new cartoon? New toy line? I've never heard of nothing. Tuesday Crew. Get back to Tuesday. Ghostbusters should be back with the movie next year. Would hope, right? Oh yeah, that fig you have from Seven Deadly Sins could be the Indiana Jones plane beep mechanic. That's for YouTube. They're sensitive. Ghostbusters didn't run its course at all. We didn't even get a Slimer. That's true. That is weird, you know? You would think Slimer would be the most marketable character. Or maybe they looked at it as, well, I don't know. I guess you could look at it that way with any of the Ghostbusters, that some other company made pretty good versions of it. Why do it? But yeah, that's just odd. I just remembered Figure Arts Indie was a thing. Yeah, I kind of forgot about that too, didn't I? Maybe that's what I was thinking of with the Mezco. That no, I do believe I said Mezco, or are they going to go any deeper? And then they pull out Tote. But the Figure Arts is another one where it's like, okay, get Indiana Jones. And what else? But the Figure Arts could slip into the adventure series, you know, if you really wanted to. But you can't do that with Mezco. Do Do you have any Bray Wyatt figures? I do have Fiend. Fiends. I got the first Fiend that wasn't great, but then was it the Ultimate version that they actually sculpted on the pants and the various things? Diamond Select Ghostbuster Slimer is a great figure. I never got it. I never got any of the Diamond Select stuff. I do have the Mattel version somewhere. My youngest has loved Ghostbusters all his life. It's all his life. But uh, so I did I get him the Ghostbusters 2 set that had the Christmas hats? I think I did. They're somewhere in there. Mola Ram and Willie Scott are my 6-inch white whale. Swordsman and Mechanic would be great too. You would think the Swordsman and Mechanic would be on the list somewhere because it's not like they're logoed up. You know what I mean? And then Willie, is that just a... Yeah, okay. I don't know. I guess I can kind of see the Mola Ram situation. I did get Ghost Egon. I got the first wave and then the Ghost set, or the 2-pack. I don't know why I never picked up the rest, but I think I did see those. Were those at Ollie's too? No, that was a slimed version. Was it glow in the dark? All I want is the Fury Toys Sharks. Such amazing sculpts. Those are pretty good. Like I said earlier, I'm not a I never got into Street Sharks, but... And I don't... So much so that I'm not sure if those are actually homages to Street Sharks. I just see people say that every now and then, and I just repeat it. Like people who think this is Lady J. I mean, silly people, you know? And I just repeat them. It's not my fault. It wasn't me. So was the rumor Mola Ram was made but then canceled? I think there is leaked pictures out there of I don't know if it was internal or just for retailers or something, but he was pictured as a prototype on one of those things somewhere. And I don't remember if it went much past that stage. Those Abyss Force sharks are smaller than they look. Still awesome. Just be aware. I do remember seeing those in person, but they were far away from anything I have. They're not Warbear sized. Yeah, but I think that comes down to the same... Well, that comes down to me thinking all those are being sculpted by the same person, right? Or same team, same company. The turtles and the sharks and a couple of other things. But Leo came out that way too, remember? It was like, oh, okay. And then you get it in hand and it's smaller than you expected. Toy line that you would collect if you had the money and space. I'd probably finally jump on... Well, okay, that's a toss-up. Maybe Hot Toys. But even if I had the money and space, I feel like I can't... There's not the play factor I want. I want to be able to just do my thing. Tear stuff up. Swap things around. Of course, if I had that much money, customizing Hot Toys wouldn't be a problem, right? You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. As much shit as I talk about the Mondo flocked Panther, I do kind of like the look of some of those newer He-Man figures that they have, the Masters of the Universe stuff. That would be a neat display. And saying that, they're offering an unflocked version of Panther, so what am I griping about? Besides not having the money and or space. Hot Toys are pretty expensive. Probably not the cartoon X-Men. I don't know why. Because I guess because I'm not into the cartoon X-Men. Billionaire Robo robs graves and has an army of undead super soldiers. You're giving away secrets. Stop it. The Mondo figures are very much big toys that you can play with. Okay. Because I had the Donatello back when. That's one of the few toys, the very few toys that I got rid of, that I sold because it just didn't feel playable, you know? But I trust you. So, no, what am I talking about? I'm not getting any. I trust you, so I'm going to buy some now. No, I can't do it. I don't have the room. I don't have the money. Don't you already collect everything? I've gotten to where I don't even collect everything of the stuff I collect. You know what I mean? I'm only buying things I need is such a weird term to use in this collecting sphere. Need is a very strong word, but that's where I'm at. Just the stuff I need, the stuff that sing to me, you know, hits me right here. Oh, yep. May the bread and butter be with you also. Mondo has improved a lot. Yeah, because that was quite a few years ago, right? The Turtles. Hot Toys Star Wars, your true love. I've said this several times. I have a couple of Hot Toys. I have Bank Robber Joker from Dark Knight. I have Joker from Dark Knight, which gave me Police Joker because one or the other was it the regular Joker that came with the police uniform and the head? I just had to buy a body. And then I have The Crow and Deadpool movie, the first one, I think, if they made more. And then I have a 1/6 scale Stormtrooper model kit that I got a nifty Hot Toys type Han Solo head off eBay for. So that's the extent. Oh no, I have the Sideshow Darth Maul too, but that's not Hot Toys. But it's 1/6. I was gonna say that's the extent of my 1/6 collection. I think that's it. I may have something boxed here or there. There may be a Hellboy in the other room, and I have Snake Eyes that I haven't opened yet, and that's it. And and this remote control and this ashtray. That's all I need. But I forgot where I was going there. No, but I never got into Star Wars because it's that whole thing of if I get one, I'll need to pair it. You know, if I got one, I'd need a bad guy to balance it out. Or if I got one, if I got Han Solo, need Chewbacca. If I got Luke Skywalker, I need Leia and or Darth Vader. And I get Darth Vader, I need some stormtroopers to flank, and then the Emperor, and then this. And it's just like a snowball rolling down a hill situation that I cannot do. Of course, I say that I've got 3 Jokers and no Batman, but I always heard bad things about the material used for the Batmans back then. So I never picked up Batman. And my dumbass never picked up Two-Face when Big Bad Toy Store had it for like $80. At that time, it was $80. There's no way in hell I'm going to spend $80 on an action figure. And now I spend $80 on an import 1/12 scale figure. Oh, the times they are changing. Savage Crucible shipping in the next few months. Can't wait. Yeah, those look good too. All this talk of bread and butter, I'm going to make some toast. Butter with grape jelly. Peanut butter. Not mixed together, though. Would love a 6-inch Adventure People line. Yeah. I would totally take a 6-inch stunt team on the green motorcycle. I'm still on the hunt down after you. I'm still on the hunt for the spaceship, the Adventure People spaceship with the dude in the black spacesuit, the dome, the blue skin or green skin, one or the other. but I haven't found a good copy yet. Blasphemy! Yet again, Robo denounces the best cartoon ever created, X-Men. Whatever. I guess no. Again, like I said, I have a blind spot right there for a couple of years after I graduated high school. Before I got back into it with Star Wars, it wasn't very long, but that fell in there. And like I was talking about with Wade a couple of weeks ago, it's just like it's like they took some of the storylines. I get it. I totally get it. You know, cartoons. They take what is current, and then if they have to pull old storyline. But like the Phoenix Saga and all that, in my brain at the time, I just couldn't mix the Lee costumes into that. Uh, it's one of the few things that I am elitist with, but I don't I don't even think that's the reason now. It's just that I've never went back and rewatched it. I purposely try to avoid going all in on any line. Makes it easier to skip those figures I'm on the fence about. And that's where I'm at. It's taken some years because many a year, I need everything. Well, this figure's okay, but I need it, because I collect this line. I'm a completist, but I've broken that habit over the past couple years. The problem with that, though, there's always that thought of, well, what if I want that figure later and it won't be available for cheap? You know, I better grab it now. But I've even broke that. Like I said, I've I want Scrap Iron. I've seen him at Target. I've passed so far, but I'll be getting back to it. I don't collect hot toys, but the Deadpool 2 movie cable almost got me. Yeah, perfect. I think what saves me a lot of the times is when like Legends or somebody else, Black Series, actually makes good versions. I am completely happy with. I'll make myself a liar after I say this. I'm completely happy with their Deadpool and their Cable and their Domino. Is that all they made for the movies? I say that as I got the SH Figure Arts Deadpool 2 last week. And that reminded me that I had the Figure Arts Deadpool 1 that I never opened. So that's going to be an upcoming review of just opening both of those. It's been a long time since I've seen the jerk, but yeah. He's shooting at these cans. Bye. Have fun working on customs. Greetings from Lima, Peru, Robo. Any plans for the new Robo collection video? We'd love to see your current bread and butter. Sadly, it's the same as the video I made a couple of years ago, just with more crap shoved into it without any dusting being done. So it's kind of just mass chaos. Yeah, with Star Wars, you always need the core 5. You always need the team. Feels like Fresh Monkey Fiction could do some fun Adventure People homages like they did with the Micronauts. That would be cool. I need to make some phone calls later. hey, have you ever considered Adventure People? And you know what? I'd say it like that, like nobody's thought of that idea, but I guarantee that most people producing toys these days have a long list of stuff they'd like to do. Oh, the Black Series Black Chrysanthemum is supposed to be shipping this month. Really looking forward to that one. Me too. I haven't even been doing a lot of importing of, Black Series or G.I. Joe or Marvel Legends lately because of costs, but Chrysanthemums is on my short list. If I see that pop up at CMD store or Star or something like that, eBay, I may have to grab it just because. God dang, I love that look. Obviously, I've made 2 customs of it. I made 1 custom just to tear apart and toss to make another one, just to make it more to my liking. Jason the World Warriors is another one that kinda passed me by, or I passed it by, one or the other. I just had toast with peanut butter sprinkled with sugar. Ooh. Ooh, I never did that with peanut butter, but cinnamon? Mmm. Oh, Thundar is the best, get it right. Thundar is the best. Thundar and those are always on my mind when I'm looking at vintage toys or at cons, looking at the prices of those damn Toynami figures. Thundar and Herculoids are both super high on my list for somebody to make or remake, or somebody gift me those old figures because I am not paying aftermarket prices for those. Because it sucks even more that I remember seeing those at Toys R Us or wherever they were at the time, and that was in my I don't. I'm collecting this. I can't buy anything else, so I never got them. Hot Toys 3PO. Give me the mouse. Hot Toys 3PO and R2 and R5, but that's as bad as a Fallen. That's not a bad pairing, you know? Get the droids. But you know what? And to someone who actually collects one sixth scale, where are we going with this? Only robo.com. 1/6 scale. You know, I don't look at a lot of them up close, but those old Hasbro 1/6 scale figures, some of those are not bad looking. They they're passable, especially the droids. Now we get into the human type characters and they get, very doll like, but which who am I kidding? It's all dolls, but you know what I mean. The live hair or the big fuzzy Chewbacca looked like he'd been through a dryer. But they did finally make a good Boba Fett, and the bounty hunters aren't bad. They got better as they went along. Remember that big old speeder bike? That was cool. Everybody is on a Malgus kick today. What is with y'all? No, I haven't. Like I said earlier, they're cool looking, but I got to stick with what I like, what I know, what I love. That's why I half jokingly call myself a curator instead of a full collector because I will pass on stuff within a line and not always collect doubles or characters. I like that. Curator. You curate your collection. I got link from SH Figure Arts for a good price. Did they make a link? I can't keep track of the video game figures. I was gonna cancel that SH Figure Arts Deadpool to save money, but I forgot. That's where I am too. It when I got charged for it. Well, okay, I also had it at Ami Ami, and from what I understand, they don't care for cancellations much. So when I got that, hey, you owe us money type thing, I was like, fine, here, take it, and the shipping cost. But at the same time, the exchange rate is in our favor. Dabble in Star Wars holiday repaints. I do every now and then. I got the first wave because I was like, oh, these are neat. But the second wave came along, and I didn't grab all of them. I don't care for the ugly sweater looking ones, but I did get. I did get the White Wookiee and the Gingerbread Trooper. Oh no, liar! I also got the Skeleton Clone Trooper, and I'm pretty sure the Were-Wookiee is already on the shelf. I hit it with some Dull Coat. It looks good. Oh, that gray. Oh, and I washed the harness too, so looks better. Once you move into your new collection room you're building, are you going to make some new dioramas for your figures? I'm not putting my collection out there. It's going to be strictly work. Well, essentially the stuff I have in here, storage for unopened or stuff that's not in the display, and then video equipment, laptops, review space, workbench where I can keep all my tools out and about or easily accessible. You know what I mean? Because right now I live stream here. I've got to like swap everything off into a box to have room to do that, or the weekly. The blue screen's going out. Basically, the shed shop studio is going to be freeing up this bedroom so we can have a bedroom again. Who owns the Adventure People line? Was that Fisher Price? I can't remember now. Have you got the Bad Batch Season 2 Black Series yet? No, half. I got Hunter and Tech. Waiting on Wrecker and Echo. I think he is shorter than Black Series Chewbacca, though. Who are we talking about? I'm behind in the conversation again. Mattel owns Fisher Price. Okay, so it goes all the way back to there. And oh, Mattel. Hoping that Chrysanthemum body gets more big. Is that what you're talking about? Is Chrysanthemum smaller than Chewbacca? It's just height-wise, right? Shorter? Because he's definitely wider, I would think. I don't know. I don't have it in hand. Honestly, can't. Oh, I see. Can't believe, I mean. Honestly, can't believe Mattel hasn't tried to do New Adventure People in some way. I think they own Fisher Price. Nostalgia's always in, right? I was about to say nostalgia's in, baby, but that's a constant. It's just that we get to certain points and nostalgia goes back a certain distance for a time. It catches up and then we go back again. And then it's just an ever growing thing. But yeah, you would think adventure, but again, same time, Mattel. We're likely to see an Adventure People movie with corresponding product. Yeah, those Thundar action figures are like $500. Yes, they are. And I only want the 3. I mean, you want to give me more. I'm not turning it down, but I want the 3 main characters. That's it. Did you see the Overwatch figures many years ago? And they're stylized, so I never really got into them. Oh, they have done some Adventure People homages in Imaginext. I don't keep track of Imaginext either. Sir, I just joined. Sir, I also like Mandalorians. Maybe Ramen Toys if they don't get the Motu license. Man, they're just throwing everything at the wall, aren't they? I would not be surprised. Black Sanded is the only Hasbro. I got you, Hasbro. Figure I have on pre-order right now. I'm pretty much out of. I'm not out on anything Hasbro. I just have not. I've pre-orders. I'm not doing many pre-orders anymore. But Chrysanthemum is one of the few pre-orders I do have. In fact, let's look at what pre-orders. What do I have pre-ordered right now? I have the Marvel Select Crimson Dynamite, and I'm only looking at Amazon. I don't think I have much on Pulse anymore, and I just looked at Walmart and Target, and there's not much there either. I have the tracksuits at Target on pre-order. I'm hoping those show up soon. Stupid Target. And then Walmart, I have the second half of Bad Batch. I think that's all I have left over there. But on Amazon, I have the Marvel Select Crimson Dynamo. I have the G.I. Joe Classified Series Snow Serpent. You know, the one that's already hit CMD store, but Amazon is listing at December 4th. Can't wait. R5D4, because that new Astromech body is right up my alley. I've been campaigning for that for way too long to pass up them actually doing it. Did you go in on the G.I. Joe His Tank or helicopter? I went on His Tank, yes. Helicopter, no. Because when it comes to G.I. Joe or any kind of military lines, I'm more into the like sci-fi aspect of it. I'm cool with the military but aspect and everything, but I liked it a little. And the tank falls more into that category than the helicopter. Chrysanthemum, I do have the Tuscan Chieftain on pre-order. Only because it's exclusive. If something's exclusive, I'll throw in a pre-order and then decide later. Because in the heat of the moment, you never know. So I'll throw the pre-order in and then cancel later if I decide against it. But I'd rather do that than decide I want it and then it's gone, you know? Stay strong. I also skipped Malgus. I have nothing against Malgus. It's an awesome design. It looks like an awesome figure, but it falls into that category of maybe clearance or some slight discount. Because I say the same thing about some of the G.I. Joes that I don't have any personal connection with, like Rock and Roll. And I was like, I'm going to wait. And the day I said that to Veebs, when I went up there for PowerCon and or San Diego, one or the other, the very next morning, I woke up to Rock and Roll having $2 off on Amazon, and it was like, click. I couldn't click fast enough. That falls right into my parameters. Oh, $22.99 instead of $24.99. Click. Done. Shipped. Showed up before I got home from whatever show we were going to. I'm culling my collection. See, I have to do it this way because I hardly sell anything. I don't like packing stuff up. I don't like putting addresses on boxes. I don't like taking stuff to the post office. I like going to the post office to get stuff from there, but I don't know. When I'm not displaying something, it goes in the tub because I feel like someday maybe that'll be displayed again. Or maybe I'll have a change, maybe for a couple of years it's Star Wars and Marvel, and maybe in a few years I'll want DC and this. Or maybe a team will strike my fancy again and I'll need those certain characters. Or I want to make a custom and I'm looking through the fodder picture-wise, trying to make plans and go, oh, you know what? I need that figure. It's in a tub somewhere in there. Or if I got rid of it, I have to buy it again. So, I mean, all these things run through my head when I'm even thinking about getting rid of something. I'm way behind in chat again. I apologize. Y'all already on to talking about other stuff. Dino Saucers owned by Sony. That's another thing I never got. I'm talking about nostalgia and everything, but there's so many things that I'm realizing I was never into these days, especially the deeper they dig for properties to make toys of, Though I do have a couple of 5K toys pre-orders. I think I have, well, I'm in front of a computer. I have the internet. We have the technology. You can see what I actually have on pre-order. I don't think it's a whole lot of stuff, though. No, I'm not a robot. Just a robo. Click the boxes with the motorcycle. There we go. Oh, no, I only have 3 things. Let's see what this is. Boom, boom, boom. Are y'all still chatting as I'm just looking at another screen? I'm something I'm not even showing. NECA D&D are awesome. They are way more awesome than I expected. Okay, I have the Exus Ray Studio Fight for Glory Wave 4 Brothers of Slaughterhouse. Which one is this? Quesos. Did I get Quesos? Which one's Quesos? Oh, I got the brown Minotaur. Because I didn't want to pay for both. And wait, what's going on here? That says unfulfilled. Why is, okay, that one's showing that. This one's showing the Fury Toys Samurai Force Musket Man. That's Donatello, right? And then this one, oh, that does say fulfilled. I'm an idiot. The last one was War Bear. I was like, I got War Bear. What are you talking about? So yeah, that's the only 2 pre-orders I have right now for third-party stuff. Queso? I love queso. An ATST will be awesome. Why Hasbro does not do that is beyond me. Because I was lucky enough to acquire a 3D printed ATST, and it's way bigger than you think it is. I mean, Hasbro could go the vintage toy route where they kind of shrunk it down. Well, a lot of companies do that with a lot of vehicles. Shrink it down just a little to where it still fits your figures, but it's not 1/1 scale. I'm pretty sure this is one true 1/12 scale ATST, and it is cumbersome. It's not too heavy, not too light. I may be wrong or I may be right, but it's cumbersome. It's awesome. Don't get me wrong. Do not get me wrong. It is amazing. I love having it. But where the hell am I going to put it? You know? And moving it around. It's not, the old school push the button, chicken walk it across the table. You can't do that with a 1/12 scale one. Or maybe they can. I don't know. Maybe they have it planned. We'll see, though. Are you getting Hasbro's Displacer Beast for your D&D? No. I skip most of those beasts, as awesome as they look. I'm not too rich. Very much too poor. Cumbersome. Need more off the NECA Universal Monster TMNT figures to go with the pre-order and unbox the last several I received. They're kind of rebooting it. Not rebooting it, but they're going back to the Turtles, right? And mixing them with more monsters, which makes sense. If the line's doing well, you want to make more. And that's the way the Vintage line did it, right? Didn't they do more than one wave where they mixed the Turtles with different monsters than they were in the first wave? The modern 3.75 ATST is big, but it has fragile leg joints. I don't guess I've seen it. Was that in a... Are you talking modern as in... Have they made one since that... Oh, no. Wait, was that an ATST? I don't remember. That was Toys R Us days, wasn't it? Hasn't G.I. Joe proved that you can do large vehicles for 6-inch HasLab? Yeah, well, okay. Well, it's not like Star Wars hasn't done vehicles, but they've done the ones... They could do more. But they've done the ones that don't absolutely destroy your shelf space. The hiss is perfect. You know what I mean? It's compact all directions while still being big. The helicopter, another reason, the helicopter is long. So unless you hang it or have that kind of space, it's killing a whole shelf. But the cool thing about the helicopter, you can put figures in it or on the rails or under the tail, under certain parts of it. When it comes to something like an X-Wing or the X-Men Blackbird or things that are very horizontal, those aren't they're not easily displayable. You put them on the shelf, and that's your Blackbird shelf. That's your helicopter shelf. That's your X-Wing shelf. On top of something like the X-Wing being wide, well, the Blackbird would be too, right? It have wings. It, they're cumbersome, is what I'm saying. At least with an ATST, it's vertical space. So if you put that on a shelf, you're putting characters under it, it's going up. It may kill the shelf above, taking some space out of it because you have to cut the shelf away and make it go up. But it's very Galactus-like. It's very Sentinel-like. But the problem with the ATST is it's very top-heavy. You have this big cockpit and then these legs coming off of it. So, I mean, yes, but this is also a lot of personal preference talking too. You know what I mean? I don't have space for that. Therefore, it's a terrible idea. That's not what I'm saying. Just because it's not for me. I'm just throwing it out there. Will you back a giant man? It depends on what they're going to do there. Again, and talked about this with Wade. I don't need a giant man as big as Sentinel or Galactus. If nothing else, I think he should be more than a few inches shorter than that. But it's just going to come down to what they offer. Same as the car. Same as the Rancor. It's long and it's strong and it's going to get its Yojo on. That almost didn't work. Probably didn't work, but we'll call it worked. Have you seen Lady J? A HasLab Cloud Car would be neat, but Cloud Car doesn't fall into that, gotta have situation. It's definitely identifiable, but is it iconic? I also say that as a kid who never had the Cloud Car. You know what I mean? So it's not how you know what they should do just for the pure toy joy of it? Do the old mini rigs from the vintage line. I would buy that little skiff front part and that Hoth pod and what else did they have? That's the two odd the power station or the gunner, or just stuff like that. Fun stuff. I know it was never in the movies, but it almost feels like it's too serious at the moment. It's too Star Wars is serious stuff. We need a little bit more fun. Or a little like a little hint of fun at least. Did you get the micro galaxies? I have a few in there that I haven't been able to open up because I don't know what to do with them after I open them. So, but I do like that line. Hey, you got that spider buggy a few years ago that proved to be pretty much perfectly scaled and was in a movie, and it's still sitting in there beside my review space. And then the mystery machine and the big rig for my Razorback, and then that van that Veebs made me buy because it was so cheap and cool looking that I need to do something with someday. Saw a post that the Ghost has a removable side so you could sit it flush with a regular. Oh, that is nifty. Make it displayable. You know what would be? Well, I guess if it's sitting on the shelf, yeah, but if it had hang hooks or something that you could put it on the wall halfway, even angle, that'd be easier to angle it or something. But again, wrong scale, so I'm not paying a lot of attention to the Ghost. Wrong scale for me. Gotta watch myself or I get those comments. What do you mean wrong scale? That's the scale I collect. then why are you watching this? Because all I talk about is 6-inch. Micro Galaxy Squadron Series 3 are hitting my Walmarts now. I haven't been to Walmarts in a little bit. Well, if I have been to Walmart, it's just been running in to get what I get yesterday. Oh, heading to a friend's house watching Payback. I got macaroni and cheese and some loaded potato salad. My wife was saying she regretted not coming up to say hi at PowerCon. She's not a collector, but loves your videos when I watch them every week. I was there. I was standing at the booth. That's what I love about cons. Meeting people, saying hi, talking. Please do some shorts when you finally move the stuff out. That's another thing. More shorts because I have ideas. It's just doing it in a place where I can film it easily is it's not doable at this moment. I've destroyed this space. And I'm hoping that it gives me some inspiration for changing things up a little bit, you know. I walk in I have all these or well, not so much ideas, but I think about, well, I could do reviews a different way, or can I change the order or the angles or the filming style, something. And then I walk into the review space and it's like, okay, people, welcome. And it at this point, it's just automatic pilot. It just goes. And I would like to change things up a little bit. So I'm hoping a change of scenery, a change of location will help with that. Was I the only one that hoped more cloud cars would connect like an awkward orange Voltron or like the well, it's Ramen Toy Centurions, the bad guys. They all connect magnetically together, and I guess you could keep making or putting the green drone thing side by side by side by side by side by side to make a big drone gestalt. They better make Snow Job's snowmobile. You're the coolest. Thanks for signing my shirt. Yeah, I forgot about signing shirts. I'm always caught off guard when people are like, "Can you sign this?" And I'm like, "Me? Oh, you're talking to me." A big ramen centipede. Yeah, ramen toys conga line bots. I wish they would do a build a vehicle like deal. They could package them smaller for the shelves. Yeah, but when it comes to vehicles, like take Marvel Legends, like a Quinjet, it, how many pieces would it have to break down to fit Marvel Legends figures? You know what I mean? While still fitting in the package with a Marvel Legends figure. And how many figures would that be in order to build that Quinjet? And that's just the first thing that shot into my head, you know? How many X-Men figures would it take to build a Blackbird? How many small pieces would it take to build a Marvel Legends scale thing? Oh, appreciate it, Davey. Would you prefer HasLab do a comic accurate Blackbird that's long, or would you prefer they do a 1/12 scale remake of the Toy Biz 90s one that's shorter and chunkier? That's what I was saying earlier. I mean, there's some concessions that need to be made. And now HasLab, it that's not taking up any store shelf space, you know? Whenever it's going to stores to brick and mortar, they have to take that into account, of how much space it's going to take. So they'll shorten things down. Plus to make it affordable for shelf space for actual retail. But if you're spending the money on a HasLab, doing whatever they want, I would prefer it to be, if I wanted a Blackbird, I would prefer it to be long. I would prefer it to look good with the figures itself. If I were spending that much money, I would want it to be worth that money. So I I think that makes sense. It made sense up here, but I don't know if it once it came out, if that makes sense. Now, if they were making one for Walmart or Target, I would expect it to be shorter and chunkier. Well, isn't that what they're doing with that, smaller 97 X-Men line right now? Don't they have a Blackbird that's like a one-seater? Only Robo.com. Marvel Legends Fantastic Art. That's that's another example of, short, stout, compact, You can make them as separate tubs and put them all together, if that's the Fantastic Car you're talking about. That's the one I always picture is, where it's just flying bathtubs. And I never got that movie Fantastic Car that had whoosh right there on the front of it. I'd like that just for the package. But the car looked cool too. Oh, how times change. Hmm. Takes 15 X-Men, I gather. Maybe. But there's no way of telling. It would be I'd have to see actually do the measurements, do the conversion, do the scaling, and then break that up into pieces. Only if that was my last resort. Suffocation. No bleeding. Earlier in the stream, someone said the indie line was dead. This is wrong since this implies it was canceled for reasons. It had a finite number of figs planned, and that's it. Crusade Wave and 2-pack still coming. I don't know. Didn't they say originally like 25 figures coming? My problem there too is my initial excitement over an Indiana Jones line quickly died. Not because of the quality or the figures or anything. It was just the realization of, man, do I want to spend $25 a piece on people in clothes? And I get it. I understand. Most of the toy lines is people in clothes, people in costumes, but you know what I mean. I love the Indiana Jones movies. I guess they're just not high up on my priority lists. They're not. It's not as high up as I once thought it was. So when you say stuff like that, it's like maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Hopefully, more stuff gets made, but. And here's how much I don't pay attention when it's not my scale either. Did anyone say why Sabine wasn't a stretch goal for the Ghost? Is she not a stretch goal for the Ghost? I don't know what the actual stretch goals are or anything. Is Fuchs attending Toy Fair 2023? We are looking at airfare right now and seeing if it's in the budget. It's one of those things. We did San Diego, we did PowerCon. Jumping right into Toy Fair is kind of, I don't know. We'll see. I think it's becoming more and more likely, but I don't know. I just wait for Veebs to go, hey, we're going to Toy Fair. And I'm like, hell yeah, let's go. But if he says, well, we can't go to Toy Fair, it's like, well, I'll be home in my pajamas looking at pictures. Ha ha ha. And it's the same for NYCC. Even if we do Toy Fair, I think 2 weeks is, or well, a week and a half is too long to be gone. I get homesick. What's on Robo's playlist? You quote lots of songs. It's just stuff that's stuck in there, It's I'll listen to anything. Yeah, there's still young Indiana Jones figures to be made too, right? Mezco Indy looks great. So does Tote. Indiana Jones equals dudes in suits. And that was my initial thoughts. I loved Andor, right? Nothing against it. But when it came to looking at the toys, I want them, but at the time, especially for those prices, it's another one of those things where it's like, maybe I'll wait for a price drop of some kind because it's people in suits. But you go back to the original Star Wars and it's people in 70s clothes, not that Luke, the big puffy shirt and the wrapped legs and stuff was everyday attire, but it's still people in clothes. But then there's your Darth Vaders and your stormtroopers and your flowing robes and everything, and the nostalgia of that. I think what it comes down to is things went from when I was younger, and even more so when I was a kid. Those formative years that's shaped and molded my brain from childhood. I think that's always going to take priority over everything else, no matter how cool I find modern stuff. Although Ahsoka does, or things that evoke that feeling, like some people are going to be like, "You Solo." I love Solo, and I love Rogue One, and Ahsoka's doing it the same thing about that. But Ahsoka's also a bunch of different. It's not just people. There's droids, and Andor was that. I don't know where I'm drawing that line right now. Andor is more real world than Ahsoka and everything. It deals a lot more with the fantasy aspect. And OG Star Wars will always be the best because again, that's what I had when I was a kid. I'm a I, like with the cartoon, with the X-Men cartoon and how that was probably the most elitist I've ever been in my life. I guess I was kind of that way with the prequels too after the first two. I don't know where I drew that line either, but it got to a point, I think it was after episode 2, directly after. But at the same time, that's also when Spider-Man Classics and then Marvel Legends hit. So my focus shifted and I was like, maybe I was making excuses of, oh, Star Wars. Bleh. I'm in Marvel now. I'm a Marvel person. So I got rid of the Star Wars stuff to collect Marvel. And it wasn't even getting rid of. I know where all my Star Wars stuff is. It's just with somebody else, yeah, at a different location. So, but I did. But now I can go back to the prequels and enjoy them. And I could probably say the same about the X-Men cartoon. I just haven't done it yet because it's more fun to poke the bears, the people that actually get mad about that kind of stuff. I don't understand it. It's like, what? You don't like the animated series? You don't want to watch it? How dare you? And I know a lot of y'all are joking. Y'all get it. I'll get comments on YouTube though that are just easy, partner. It's just a cartoon. We're just dealing with action figures. We're not solving the world's problems. Indie isn't toyetic. I love the movies, but it's not. Star Wars figures shine when it's aliens, troopers, droids, and lightsaber wielders. Well, I mean, you even go back to Princess Leia, and maybe it's the flowing robes, or maybe it's something else. But the whole premise back then was a sense of wonder, a sense of magic. And Andor is very more political, real world driven, which is still good. Yeah, I still like. But when it comes to buying toys of it, like I said, there also has to be a fun factor to it. That's why I'm all over it. Once I get these 3D printers going, I'm gonna have to do some mini rigs because that fun. I don't know why I was going to do quotes. I went to do quotes, but only one hand came across, and then I thought, why am I quoting that? Fun. That's just it. So I stopped. So that was a weird force wielding type fun thing. Clone Wars is what I grew up with, so those designs and characters are my go-to. See, there you go. Nostalgia is a huge factor when it comes to what we do. The Clone Wars is also another thing that screwed me up on the last weekly because I was talking about Elsbeth being, yes, our first figure of a Night Sister. And I guess I didn't realize that. Oh, what's her face? Damn it. I just had her name in my head and it shot out as soon as I went to say it. Double lightsabers from Clone Wars. Scarlet. Oh, I screwed that. I haven't screwed that up. Lady J. Ventress. That's right. Asajj. 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 Ventress. I did not. I guess I didn't even realize she was a Night Sister because I still need to go back through Clone Wars because I haven't done that, which is blasphemy. Mini Pearl. Yes, that's right. That's it exactly, Bean. You nailed it. Indie works great in things like Lego sets where you can recreate that adventure environment from locations. I guess that's a lot of it too, right? The treasures and the locations need the big in Hebrew it starts with an I. You need that room and then big saw blades and the darts, big bowling ball rolling after you, jungles, tombs. That's a lot. That's also a lot of Indiana Jones. Howdy. Massage Ventress. That's her sister. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's the thing. There's too much content these days to see everything. Don't feel bad, especially when you're trying to backtrack and watch everything. That's that's another thing I don't understand. People getting mad when you don't know everything. You don't have to be a fan of everything. Even if you're a fan of Star Wars, you don't have to like everything it puts out. Y- y- Okay, I don't care for that part or this part or this part. You know what? I'm just going to focus on the parts I do like. Because I was like that with the original trilogy. I don't know what it is about the middle of Return of the Jedi. I guess with the, Yoda passing, and I usually, even before that, I was fast forwarding through that part to get to the second big battle. It was like, and it's not that I hate it. It's not that I hate anything. I don't hate anything that I can think of. I'm sure I'm sure there's something I hate, but I choose not to focus on anything I hate. And maybe that's why I can't remember the things I hate because I don't even think about it. Getting sloppy? What are you talking about? I'm sloppy from the beginning. Remember, Lady J? Robo hates flocking. Always parts we skip. There's always parts we skip. There's always movies we go back and watch several times. And there's always movies that we watch once just to give it a try. Hey, I gave it a shot. And maybe in 10 years, if I go back and rewatch it again, it'll hit different. Because whatever. But at the moment, cool. Whatever. I'm sure it has its fans. I'm just not going to focus on it. I don't know anything. I'm still in fact, you know what? The less you know, the more fun it is. At least when it comes to movies and toy collecting. Again, we're not trying to change the world. We're not improving things. We're just trying to enjoy things as we're doing it. Luke uses his lightsaber like twice in A New Hope. My favorite was always, man, Anakin is so whiny. Have you seen the original trilogy? He was heading to Tashi Station just to hang out with his friends, but no, he had to get some choring done. Oh, poor Luke. Yeah, if you know everything, you never learn. I hate when I don't have enough ketchup for my fries. You know what? I'm not a fan of ketchup, especially on fries. It's okay if it's already on the burger, but no, I don't want to look at the nasty stuff. Is this going to become a thing? I can watch a movie that I love in probably about 45 minutes. That makes sense, you know? Okay. I saw the parts I like. I think that's why anymore I'll just search for clips on YouTube, watch my favorite parts, move on. But that also causes me to forget other parts. Oh yeah, see, there you go, Wade. Used to hate the old Fantastic Four movies. Caught one the other day and really enjoyed it. Yeah, it's just once you get past that, at the time, I think it was like, oh, finally, a Fantastic Four movie that doesn't have the boy who could fly. Was that what he was in? Johnny? Anyway. And at the time, it was like, okay, a thing doesn't really look like how I picture thing and this and that. But going back, especially as you get older, and everything doesn't have to be comic book perfectly accurate, that you can lean back and enjoy things like that. I'll watch one and two when it's on. I haven't quite felt the same way with the one after that. I've only seen it once with Naked Thing. Do you eat fries? If so, with what? Either hot sauce or ranch has always been my fry thing. And I think way back, it was nothing. I don't think I dipped fries in anything. It was just fries, burger. But I do have to have burger, fries, burger, fries, burger, fries. I can't eat all fries, all burger, or a bunch of burger, bunch of fries. It's back and forth. And I hate to agree with you, but yeah, McDonald's fries are still the best. And I'd probably say the same about their nuggets as far as fast food goes. Before anybody goes, well, Hot Toys are way better than Marvel Legends. Well, no shit. You're spending the money on them. They better be. I've never seen that abomination. Uh-oh. Oh, you're talking about the newest Fantastic Four movie. I already forgot what we were talking about. We went to food for a second. Fries and honey mustard. I've never tried fries and honey mustard. The few I'm not a big honey mustard person, but it's usually on chicken that I put honey mustard. Fries just need a bit more salt. Yeah, when fries are good, they just need a little bit of salt. Maybe some seasoned salt. Ketchup is only for scrambled eggs and hot dogs. Nope, those get hot sauce too. And I was never a big fan of hot sauce until just a couple of years ago. And I guess when I discovered it, it's like new. And there's a whole world of all these different flavors of hot sauces that I got into it more and more. And now hot sauce is my go-to. Some Frank's Red Hot Buffalo is pretty much the one I go to that I keep in there. But I'll keep some others up in the cabinet just to try different things. Oh, you can get on out of this stream with your soggy ass fries because those aren't French fries. Those are just wet taters. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I don't go for the heat. I go for I like some spice. I like a little heat, but I don't like punishing myself. I can do that in other ways. Fries and steak sauce is pretty good too, but it's been a long time since I've had steak sauce or steak for that matter. You can follow T Glow out. Bye bye. You are nope. Sorry. You are canceled for liking soggy fries. Gross. I don't say gross a lot. Flocking and soggy fries. Gross. I'll eat fries with the skin on before soggy fries. Curry fries. I haven't tried those. Ketchup on mac and cheese is the only way I will eat mac and cheese aside from KFC's. That is the best. I don't, when it comes to mac and cheese, I find a lot of them to be a little too runny, watery, soggy, wet. You know what I mean? I like a dry noodle. Jesus, that's gonna go in the wrong direction, I'm sure. But and this is gonna sound weird, but we did get Casey's for the gas station mac and fries with or mac and fries. Actually, mac and fries doesn't sound bad either. Mac and cheese with bacon on top. I guess my favorite mac and cheese is what in the oven when they put a crust on top with some breading. Mm. I'm not sure if I've had truffle fries, and if I did, I don't remember there being much of a difference. Clay, what's happening? Uh-oh. Wait, y'all are all over the place. What's happening? I'm 52 and I collect a lot, and my wife and kids seem to not mind. Sometimes I feel guilty about my collection, and I think I'm going to be collecting into my 70s. Will you? I've had those thoughts in the past before, but I don't know. I, this is it's been 20. Oh my God, it's been almost 30 years at this point. So I've pretty much accepted the fact that I'm going to do this for the rest of my life. What I'm thinking of now is that when I shuffle off this mortal coil, what are my kids going to do with all this crap? Are they just going to look at it like, well, we're burning, we're burning well, the house and the building down. Oops. Oops. Don't know what happened. Because am I going to leave them to deal with all this crap? I don't know. Dry noodle on onlyrobo.com. I tried In and Out fries and they suck balls. It's been a while since I've been to In and Out, but you want them animal style. You want them covered. I don't remember them. I don't remember them. Well, maybe I've always just had them animal style with the special sauce and onions and such. Cholula is my go-to hot sauce. Not very spicy, but I love the flavor. That's where I'm at. I like things that add some flavor, add some taste, maybe some spice, maybe a slight heat. I don't like it when the top of my bald head starts sweating to the point where it's like, oh, this is uncomfortable. Why am I doing this? Sweet potato fries. I haven't had Checkers or Rallies in a super long time. Vives and I went to stop at Rallies. Was it Rallies or Checkers on the way to PowerCon? And forgot that it was drive-through only. So we passed on through and got something else. Who just sent? Is that you or Veebs who sent Mossman in the stair? I threw it down the stairs several times because there were quite a few takes of it just going tunk, 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 and stopping. I wanted it to go all the way to the floor, so I'd run down the stairs, grab it, come back up, toss it again, get out of here. Ooh, barbecue sauce on mac and cheese is good too. I had to go down here for that because tasty. Arby's curly fries is the best fry. Not bad. Not bad. I like those too. Nah, Casey's has better pizza than most chain restaurants I've been to. You know what? We went to the reason we got the mac and cheese with bacon is because we got a breakfast pizza from there. It had been years since I got one. And so good. So good. Someone needs to open up fast food chain with like 100 different dipping sauces for fries. In fact, the chain could be just fries, just different kinds of fries with different kinds of dipping sauces. I guarantee people would go there. Because sometimes people just want fries. There's nothing wrong with that. Unless you order soggy fries. That could be on the menu. Soggy fries. You got to go around the back for soggy fries. That could be taken the wrong way too. No floppy noodles for Robo. No floppy fries. No floppy noodles. I like firm, stiff, crispy. Animal style fries from In and Out. Yeah, that's what I was just talking about. Gonna wait, what? Look at some noodle pics? You be careful there. You never know what internet's gonna give you. I haven't had Del Taco in forever either, but I like Del Taco because you can get an assortment of food all at the same place. You want an egg roll, a taco, and a bacon burger with some cheese fries? Del Taco. At least that's the way it was from what I remember. Holy shit. That has been 15, 20 years ago. Frank's Red Hot, I hear people put that shit on everything. Yep. Five Guys has some amazing fries, but the sheer amount, it's almost like you look at it and think, there is no way in hell I'm eating all of those. And that almost knocks it down a notch because you can't see the finish line. It's almost like you're gonna throw some fries away. So it almost makes me not want to go there to spend the money on that because I'm throwing food away or making myself sick trying to eat everything I paid for. Rallies is on, then it was Rallies. Ugh, PowerCon next year. No, 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 no. I can, I am 99% sure that PowerCon is my favorite convention of the year. That includes San Diego. San Diego has its charm, but it's almost ran out. It's the luster is gone. It's almost like too much. It's still fun as hell, but it is exhausting. At the end of the day at PowerCon, you're still ready to go because because you're still around PowerCon people. The party never ends. Reporting Robo for figure abuse. I was trying to find a figure I could throw real quick that I haven't started customizing, but no. Oh, you're talking about Moss Man? Yeah. That's not abuse. That's justice. I miss Carl Jr. Hardy's fries from the 70s, 80s. We don't have a Hardee's in town anymore. In fact, they shut down another Hardee's across the bridge. Two Hardee's. They shut down two Hardee's. What did one become? One became a did it become a Freddy's or did it become Cane's? One or the other. So the only Hardee's is even further into the big city. PowerCon might skip next year. Are you talking about skipping PowerCon or PowerCon's going to skip next year? Whoa, 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 whoa. We have a fry place like you talked about. You pick your potato, you cut the cut you want, the kind of salt, and a station with all the sauces. It's called Boise Fry Company. No kidding. That's getting really involved, though. And I can't imagine. Could you imagine working there? Or could you imagine being a customer trying to make up your mind? Because I like sticking with what I like, but every now and then I like going into a place and just standing there because I'm getting old. I'm becoming that old man standing there looking at the menu like, whoa, hold on a minute. Okay, I'm looking. Just quit rushing me. Although I still refuse to do that in a drive-through because to hell with that. If you're in a drive-through, you're trying to expedite. You're trying to make things more convenient. Therefore, you should know what you want. You should know or have a general idea. You know what I mean? You drive up, you make your order, you drive through. That's the whole point of a drive-through. If you want to just look at a menu, go in. That's my hot take for today. Besides, if you roll a shopping cart out into a parking lot, roll it to the corral. Don't be that person. Remember when Burger King offered DC Superpowers cups? I missed that. Was that Burger King? Freddy's isn't chicken, but are pricey. No, Freddy's is. I've only ever gotten burger. Well, okay. Did I try their chicken once? It was kind of plain. I'd rather just get the double burger because you have to get a double because you just get one. It's like meat and bread. In fact, when Freddy's first came in, where it's at in our town, we tried it once and it was like, what the hell are these little itty bitty skinny fries and not a lot of meat on the burger? And we didn't go back for, I want to say it was a couple of years. And then we went back and tried it and I got the chili cheese fries and then the double. And it was it's much more enticing, appetizing. And I'm sorry, I didn't realize that was a super chat. Thank you, Adam. I often get domineered by Subway and its menu. Even they've cut the one thing the pandemic did, the one thing shutdown did was streamline a lot of menus. I feel like a lot of fast food places were getting cocky there for a minute, you know what I mean? With the sheer amount of stuff they were offering. Especially like Taco Bell. I'd drive up to Taco Bell, which I don't eat a lot of Taco Bell much anymore. But you drive up to Taco Bell and it's like, whoa, there's too much going on. I cannot make a decision. Yeah, angry Woe. Leave a shopping cart in a parking lot, and that's the way to anger Robo. Do you order food at Sonic drive-through or go through the stalls? I I will pull into the stall to look at the menu, figure out what I want, and then go through the drive-through. I don't know why. Just to keep from sitting there because I feel so much pressure. Maybe that's it. I feel so much once they go, "Hi, welcome to can I take your order?" I feel pressure. It's like, "Oh, I got to answer, order. I got to." Yeah. I was just saying both recently came into the area and tried them both. Cane's and Freddy's. Freddy's has cheese curds though, and those are pretty good. Which are just like cheese stick nuggets, but still, for some reason, they're different than cheese sticks. Star Wars glasses from the BK, and then there was also Muppets. Those were good, even though I'm not a big fan of Muppets. That's what I get on here for. I love how these streams are just a whole lot of whatever the hey, whatever comes along. I mean, that's the whole point. That's most of the point of a live stream, right? I like interacting with y'all. And where y'all take it is where we usually go. Love Freddy's, also love Culver's. Two different things, though. Culver's, I don't think I've ever had Culver's, but I've seen them, especially when I go up to Kansas City, but never stopped. I don't think. I don't think I've ever had it. Oh, yeah. See, that's another thing. Could get an Egg McMuffin in the afternoon. You get some pancakes. You could get a big breakfast. You could get some hash browns. You can't do that anymore. Talk about it jumped again. Taco Bell took away the best items for a while. Potatoes. See, they had the potatoes for a while though, didn't they? I remember way back, 90s style was the potato bowls, and you could put whatever you wanted in there. And McDonald's pizza. Taco Bell had a burger at one time, right? Oh, Luca, appreciate it. Do you think we are reaching market saturation in the action figure industry? Too many options. That is a concern, but could been saying that for a few years now, right? Because we got to a point it was like, good grief. And now that's another thing about PowerCon, all these independent companies doing it, making things that you didn't think you'd ever see in action figure form. It's going to keep going until people are just like, but as collectors, is there, I mean, yes, you could say that's enough, done, until something new comes along and it's like, I forgot all about that. Yes, please. I would like one or two. So I don't know. It's hard to say. Again, that's predicting future. All we can do is ride the wave as it's going. Sonic around here will make you regret eating it an hour later. That is, for me, that is Long John Silver's. I love Long John Silver's simply because, again, the nostalgia factor of eating Long Johns way back in the day. And it's still good, but whew, that grease will get you. Oh, they have, wait a second. Is it actually called a curd burger? Because just saying it out loud, it's so curd burger. I think I want one. I think the next time I see Culver's, I'm gonna have to go through there. I love me some pancakes and sausage. Oh man, some biscuits and gravy. I love me some breakfast. A lot of that comes from not getting breakfast for many a year. I used to go to when I worked at the metal shop, it was get there at 5:15 or 5:30, and that was too early to eat. And then by first break, you're just grabbing something out of the machine and then go to lunch. So 20 some odd years, I didn't get breakfast. So now I like getting breakfast whenever I can. Morning, evening, night, afternoon, whatever. It's a pizza Happy Meal, pepperoni and cheese. I don't remember pizza at McDonald's. I'm out. Catch you on the next whoosh. Later, Zim. Yeah, I'm about to wrap it up here in a minute because I gotta get to my parents' house. It's Sunday, and it's too late to start mowing. Would you not want a 6-inch scale Grimace action figure with a lot of art? And that's on one of the wish lists. McDonald Land was a big. Those commercials back in the 80s, those were burned in your brain. So much so that then when the actor for Ronald would change, you'd feel upset. You're like, wait a second, that's not my Ronald. What happened to Ronald? Or you'd see, well, I guess it was kind of the same thing when you would see Bozo from a different area. I didn't know that was a franchise type thing. I only ever knew the Chicago Bozo. But yeah, I would take McDonald Land. Oh, Kurt Ferguson. Is he the spokesperson for Culver's? Oh man, yeah, Long John Silver's chicken planks and shrimp. When I worked at Pizza Hut and or Domino's in the mid 90s, early mid 90s, all the places in town would trade, and I would trade pizza for chicken planks. That was, I mean, just give me a 10 piece or fill up the box. But also back then, being right out of high school or in high school, didn't have a lot of money. You could go through Long John Silver's and get a box of crumbs and a water free. They'd hand it out the window to you. It'd be like, here you go. And you would drive away. No money exchanged. You can't do that anymore. Chat jumped again. McDonald's brought back the steak bagel. No, you're lying. What is a steak bagel? A stagel. That doesn't work. I have to start packing for this cruise. Oh yeah? Where are you heading? The water. As soon as I came out of my mouth. How much are and that's another thing. You could articulate the hell out of Mayor McCheese, the people with bodies, Ronald McDonald, uh, Hamburglar, but Grimace has that shape that makes it difficult to put articulation in. Rubber overlays. Would Birdie be the same way? Birdie would be the same way. Little fry guys. You're not wrong, but that's perfectly acceptable in plastic form too. Don't try to lie. Robo, how about that CM Punk fella? Hello, you watching All Out? I'm not watching All Out. And I didn't see Collision last night. So, but my feeling's always been, yeah, it's CM Punk, but and I understand people being upset about it and stuff, but it's almost like there's a common denominator in all the stuff that happened with CM Punk. It's CM Punk. So I feel like the right call was made while other people just get suspensions. So I don't know. Long John Silver's clams. Missed those, sadly no more around here. Clams were good too. And instead of fries, they had those fries. Well, okay. They throw everything in the same oil, right? Everything's going to have that same undertaste. But the fries were always a little too greasy, a little too. So I always got onion rings. But I haven't been there in years. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Mix crumbs with white rice and a little American cheese. Whew. That sounds like years off your life. Worth it though, huh? Steak bagel is awesome. Am I missing something? Maybe, or is my McDonald's not get the cool stuff? Is this going to come back on me for saying McPickle out loud? Is this going to be like a, haha, it's not actually a McDonald's item. It's a onlyrobo.com. Highly articulated McNugget buddies. And a Mac tonight. Hell, go all out. McDonald's, just license everything out. You could be making so much money. Who cares if you sell billions of burgers? You want to make more money? Yeah, and that's where it is. I think at that point he wanted to be fired. And versus the world, I think it was the right. I got nothing against CM Punk. It's just that it's it was the right call. I mean, no matter who you listen to, I mean, there's always going to be two sides of the story that none of us. Although it does kind of sound like there is footage of what happened at All In. It was in an area where film. I mean, crowd of people, and you're going to get your stories, but for Khan to actually do that, there's got to be video proof, right, of whatever. I know that. Yeah, I saw that. Reba Bledo on Instagram made a Mac Tonight cosplay, and then and did he have a figure that he took for Doug Jones to sign? But yeah, if you'd asked me that a year ago, if you had said that a year ago, I would have been, oh yeah, what? No, Doug Jones, really? I've never had a steak. I've never heard of a steak bagel. Does McDonald's have bagels and or steak? I am convinced that it's not a work. I don't know. I mean, that's a lot of trouble to go through. I mean, you don't go to Chicago and go, hey, well, we fired CM Punk. Don't be mad. Wasn't there a bird? Yeah, that was Birdie. I know that's real original, but yeah. And Birdie always seemed like a late edition, right? Did she come later? The early bird gets the McNuggets or something? Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, Punk reportedly lunged at Tony Khan too. Apparently, allegedly, knocked over some monitors and stuff and got in his face and whatever. Yeah, What Culture and what's the one I usually watch? Wrestle Talk. I remember Grimace stealing shakes, the Hamburglar stealing burgers, and the Fry Guy stealing fries. Yeah, Grimace was always Ronald McDonald's Chewbacca to me. I don't know if I missed the part where he was shake related or had the extra arms, but when it comes it's like earlier talking about you can't just buy one. To me, if you have a Ronald, you have to have a Grimace, and then the villains. Yeah, there's Mayor McCheese and the other burger dude. Why am I blanking on him? The police officer, right? But yeah, and then a Hamburglar would be high on my list for bad guys. And the pirate. Why? Where'd the pirate come in from? And how is he related to McDonald's? Bum, 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 bum. Oh, y'all remember the weird human McDonald's mascot in a lab coat? Can't remember his name. That's a smaller. That's a smaller Flash than the pirate, whoever the hell that was. Oh, and there was a professor back in the 70s, but I don't remember if he was a good guy. Y'all talking about the same thing? His name wasn't Big Mac, right? I thought it was police related. There was Mayor McCheese. Oh, and it was just the professor. Wait, would Ronald go to him and call him professor? And he was always working on something like everlasting gobstoppers or something? Crossover. Pirate was for the cookies. I think I've actually seen customs of that. I'd have to go back and look. BK's Creepy King displaced the BK Kids Club characters in my heart. And you know what? Now that I think the BK King or the Kids Club was later, but when I try to think of it now, I think of the X Factor kids. Remember the kids that just hung around for the X Factor? I think of Artie and Leach, and I don't know why I've smushed those together. The pirate was from the 70s. I didn't know it went back that far. I just remember him floating in. I was going through old photos of my McDonald's birthday party, wood panel walls, and all the parents were smoking. Man, yeah, back in the day, I mean, smoked everywhere in the mall, in Walmart. That's how I would hear my mom coming. She, in fact, we'd go to Walmart. She'd leave us in the toy aisle, do all the shopping, and then come back and get us. And the cough was like, "Oh, here comes mom. Time to go." And one of my McDonald's became essentially a ballroom for Mac Tonight. They put in the whole piano and a big Mac Tonight statue sitting at it, and it took up most of the dining area. You just sat around, kinda. Filet-O-Fish was the pirate. Okay, y'all are okay. Officer Big Mac. Okay, there was something thrown in there. I got you. I don't remember cookies either. And I don't care for fish, which is odd when I say, "Oh, I miss Long John Silver's," but I never ate the I don't like fish. A pirate in the 70s was the fish sandwich, I think. I hate clowns. I always hated being terrified to walk into Mickey D's as a kid because, yeah, some of them had Ronald sitting on a bench outside, right? Where you could sit, or at least I remember that from one of the Walmarts that had a McDonald's in it. They had a bench with a Ronald statue. Captain Crook was the pirate. They have the Big Mac. They have the golden arches. We have the golden arcs. They're two all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, something something on a sesame seed bun. Our buns don't have seeds. Yeah, chicken strips and hush puppies. Okay, I can eat one hush puppy. And again, I think it's the grease factor, same as the fries. It absorbed, soaked it all in. Dun, 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 dun. You ever had the McSea Land and Air? No. But I know I can probably guess exactly what it is, right? Oh wait, is that the new hack? Is that one of the hacks that you take a fillet of fish and a piece of chicken and a burger and put it all on the same sandwich? There's a YouTuber that dresses like Ronald but calls herself Rhonda McDonald, and I've never been more confused by being attracted to a female clown. Ours had a stagecoach in it. Of course, it was in Dodge City. Now that's cheating. Yeah, you got to keep the theme going, right? What the hell? My McDonald's had a whole Mustang inside, like with like a old soda shop theme. Y'all had some cool McDonald's. Ours never had the playground either, so I don't have a lot of attachment to that. But what I would like the burger seats. Remember the burgers just on a pole? I'd like to have one of those. Ours had a caboose for birthday parties. Damn it, I just joined and already talking about food. Now I'm hungry. Well, you joined 2.5 hours late. We talked about toys. Everybody else, tell Michael that we talked about toys for a good solid 2 hours. 2 hours and 15 minutes. Batman couldn't have gotten that information out of me. I'm lost again. But that's okay, because that's where I'm stopping it. I'm going to get out of here. It's just like he said. We're talking food. I'm getting hungry. I'm heading to my parents' house. Get some home cooked. Passing on the fast food. Damn it, I haven't had McDonald's in years. I might have to go for dinner tonight. Is it even a food? I'll make like a salad and then go get the chicken McNuggets, to offset the health factor. You gotta have drink, but I don't. But then I put my hot sauce on the chicken McNuggets, right? And that's vegan, so right, putting the vegan hot sauce on the chicken McNuggets. You haven't lived until you go to the world's biggest McDonald's in Orlando, Florida. I've been to Orlando once for Star Wars Celebration 2017. I don't think we made it to the world's biggest McDonald's, but now I have a goal. It's another reason to go to Orlando. Plus, we've been wanting to go to the Harry Potter land thing, so maybe I'll have to go to the world's biggest McDonald's. Have you ever ate at Cookout? I've never heard of Cookout, except for actual cookouts. We talked about it for how raise. Well, okay, no, I'm heading out. I can't wait for a show of hands for who's all going to McDonald's tonight. No, stop it, Laser Pants. They have a 2-story playland and full arcade, pizza and spaghetti on the menu. That'd be worth it just to go. Okay, I'm not going to drive all the way to Orlando just for the McDonald's, but that's on the list now. It has a McDonald's museum inside. Cookout is a giant chain. Well, if I've never heard of it, then it can't be that giant. I'm kidding. We don't have half the fast foods that everybody else has. Oh, it's in the South too? Oh, even worse that I don't have it. Although as I get older, I think where I'm at is almost more Midwest than South, but it's kind of a weird mix, I guess. Okay, I'm going to get out of here. I will see y'all later. I didn't do an intro, so I'm not going to do an outro. So everybody, we're just going to do like an awkward stare at each other. I'm going to look at comments as we go out. And if it ends in mid-sentence, then that's where we're at. But I appreciate everybody coming by, helping me waste time today. Avoid doing physical things. That yard didn't get mowed, but that's okay. That insulation didn't get put up, but that's okay. That's what tomorrows are for. But y'all be good to each other and enjoy what you're doing all day, every day. Is that a good outro? I don't know, but we'll see.